You went to school, you studied hard, they taught you how to take tests, memorize dates, maybe even solve for X, but they never taught you how to manage a paycheck. They never taught you what to do when the bills pile up. They never taught you how to grow your money or protect it, and that's not your fault. The truth is, school taught you how to be a good employee, but no one prepared you to build wealth. And that's exactly why most people, smart, hardworking, educated people, still struggle with money every single day. But what if I told you there are just 5 money skills that most wealthy people use daily, and almost no one else was ever taught? Skills that, once you learn and apply them, completely change how you handle your money, your time, and your future. In this video, I'm going to walk you through each of these 5 skills, one by one, with examples, strategies, and actions you can take starting today. And skill number 3? It's the one that separates people who stay stuck from people who explode their income. You'll want to stick around for that. So if you're ready to break free from what school never taught you and start building real wealth, you're in the right place. Join the community, hit that subscribe button, and let's make sure the next generation doesn't grow up broke, like we were taught to. Skill number 1, and it's where almost everyone fails, is mastering your cash flow. Because the truth is, if you don't know where your money is going, you don't know what it's doing. And if you don't know what it's doing, it's probably working against you. Most people treat their finances like a mystery. They check their account at the end of the month and say, wait, where did it all go? But wealthy people, they know exactly where every dollar goes, before they even earn it. Mastering cash flow doesn't mean tracking every cent obsessively. It means building a system. It means knowing how much comes in, how much must go out, and, most importantly, how much stays with you to build your future. Start by listing your fixed costs. Rent, utilities, groceries, then list your variable spending. Dining out, subscriptions, impulse buys. Now compare that to your income. If more is going out than coming in, that's not a math problem. That's a lifestyle correction waiting to happen. And here's the good news. The moment you take control of your cash flow, even with a small income, you start thinking like a builder, not a spender, not a survivor, but someone who's finally in command. Skill 1 is about awareness and control. Skill 2, it's about seeing money through a completely different lens, one that 95% of people never even consider. Let's talk about that next. Skill number 2 is a concept so simple, yet so misunderstood. Knowing the difference between assets and liabilities. You might have heard this before, but knowing the definition isn't enough. You need to see the world through this lens every time you spend money. Here's the simple truth. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take it out. So your phone, that's a liability. Your car, also a liability. But a rental property that pays you every month, that's definitely an asset. And a business that earns money while you sleep, yep, that's an asset too. But a fancy vacation you put on a credit card, that's a liability. And honestly, the interest makes it even worse. Now here's the trap. Most people spend their whole lives collecting liabilities, and calling them assets. You know, they say my house is my biggest asset, but if it doesn't pay you, it's not an asset. It's a cost. Rich people are obsessed with acquiring assets first, and letting those assets buy the liabilities later. They don't say, can I afford this car? They ask, which of my assets will pay for it without touching my income? When you start making decisions like that, money really starts working for you, not against you. So here's your challenge. Start labeling things correctly. Every time you buy something, ask yourself, will this give me money back, or take more money away? And here's the twist. Skill number 3 is where most people's financial growth just, well, dies. Even if they understand all the right concepts. Because it's not about knowledge. It's about how you react under pressure. Let's get into that next. Skill number 3 is what separates those who build wealth from those who just talk about it. It's the ability to make smart financial decisions, especially when emotions are high. Because let's be honest, it's easy to plan when things are calm. But what do you do when your car breaks down and your emergency fund is low? When a limited time offer flashes on your screen? When your friends invite you on that weekend trip you know you can't afford, but you also don't want to feel left out. Most people, even those who know about cash flow and assets, get stuck right here. They panic, they react, they go back to using the credit card just this once. Wealthy people, they pause, they breathe, and they follow a simple rule: never make emotional decisions with financial consequences. They've trained themselves to ask, is this a need or a craving? Will this matter in 30 days, or will I regret it? What would my future self thank me for? This skill isn't about being cold, it's about being clear, especially when it's hard. And the good news? You can train this. You can slow down your reactions. You can build a 3-second buffer between impulse and action. And in that space, wealth is created. If you've ever bought something you regretted, well, welcome to the club. But the goal is to learn and level up. And that's what Skill 4 is all about. It's not about budgeting, it's about building your financial discipline like a muscle. And it might be the most powerful force in your journey. Let's break it down next. Skill number 4 is the least glamorous, but maybe the most powerful financial discipline. Because here's the truth no one wants to hear: wealth is not built on big wins. It's built on 1,000 smart decisions you made when no one was watching. Discipline is saying no to that new phone, even when your old one feels outdated. It's skipping that impulse buy, not because you can't afford it, but because you're building something bigger. Rich people aren't rich because they always earn more. They're rich because they protect what they earn. They delay gratification. They stick to the plan. They stay consistent, even when it's boring. And discipline isn't a personality trait, it's a muscle. You train it, you strengthen it, and the more you practice, the easier it gets to say, I don't need this now, it's because I'm building something greater. Every time you say no to a liability, you're saying yes to your freedom. Every time you follow your budget, you're building trust with your future self. This is where you prove to yourself and to your money that you're in charge now. And the best part, once you've trained this discipline, you unlock something magical: the ability to multiply what you've built. And that's where skill number 5 comes in. It's the one that, turns effort into momentum, income into independence. It's not about how to work harder, it's about how to make money grow on its own. Let's finish strong and talk about how to multiply your money. Skill number 5 is the one that, honestly, changes everything. Because once you master it, your money starts working for you, even when you're not working. It's the skill of multiplying your money, not saving endlessly, not budgeting forever, but growing what you've already earned while you sleep. Wealthy people understand this. You'll never build true freedom just by working harder. At some point, your money has to work harder than you. They invest in stocks that grow over time, real estate that pays monthly income, businesses that generate profit without their daily presence. They automate their savings. They reinvest their gains, they plant seeds today, so they can harvest tomorrow, again and again. And here's the kicker: you don't need a lot to start, you just need to start. Because the power of compounding doesn't care how much you begin with, it only cares how long you stay in the game. $100 invested consistently can become thousands. A side hustle reinvested can fund your first asset. Tiny steps, repeated, become exponential, but the window only opens when you commit. And now that you've seen all 5 skills, the question is, which one are you going to master first? Because watching this video, that's step 0. What comes next is where the change begins. You made it through all 5 skills, and if you're still here, that tells me one thing. You're not like everyone else. Most people scroll past this kind of content, they avoid it, they say, I'll deal with money later, but not you. You chose to learn what school never taught you. You chose to take responsibility. And now, you have tools that 90% of people will never use. Not because they can't, but because they won't. Now the only question is, what will you do with them? Will you start tracking your cash flow today? Will you stop buying liabilities and start building assets? Will you say no to impulse so you can say yes to freedom? Will you take that first step? Not someday, not soon, but now? Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 5 money skills are you going to master first? I want to hear from you, and I'll be replying to as many comments as possible. And if this video helped you see money in a new way, imagine what's coming next. This channel is your home for real-world finance. No fluff, no hype, just clarity, strategy, and the truth about how money actually works. So hit that subscribe button, join the movement, and let's build the financial future you weren't taught to believe in, but you're now fully equipped to create.